Hello and welcome to my second video. This is going to be a weekly forecast for the air cast signs. So we're going to be dealing with Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Throughout this video we're going to be focusing on just those signs. I'm kind of doing like predictions based on your week ahead, so I have 7 cards in front of me that symbolize each day of the week, but we're going to take it as one big message as far as like themes and challenges that you'll see throughout your week. Also with you, I'm sending a talisman and a mentor or guide, so that you can. So there's going to be a stone and an animal guide to help you on your way. So we're going to start with Aquarius. This weekly forecast for you, it's kind of a little bit of a mixed bag. We've got like a smooth sailing bump in the road and then back to normal. So it looks like we're going to. So your message from your talisman and your spirit guide is that you should be looking for the silver lining in every situation, kind of like looking for the reason behind the rain, the good and the bad, that kind of situation, because overall your week doesn't necessarily have anything that's going to be outwardly negative or to bring you a whole lot of struggle aside from one particular aspect. So we should kind of like look at how let's look at the silver lining in that exact situation. So however that pans out for you individually, Aquarius. So jumping into our reading, we're starting with the 7 of Cups, leading into the 3 of Wands, followed by the 6 of Wands, into the 8 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, the Emperor card, and Temperance to end out the week. So in all, that message that it kind of brings is that we're starting off kind of dreamy and lofty and ending in kind of like control and balance. Along the way, in the beginning of the week, we're focusing on how to enact plans and how they can bring us to our accomplishments and allow them to stack up. And then about towards the tail end of the week is going to be where we run into a little bit of a hiccup with fear and restriction, which makes us tend to notice that we're a little bit overworked, and then the juggling of priorities seems to be a difficult task. But once we get that rectified with a little bit of control through discipline or maybe asking for a different pair of eyes to offer insight, we go back to finding that harmony that we've been searching for. So overall this week we're feeling kind of mundane, very practical. There's lots of green in the cards. There's also Wands, which makes me think that we're being logical and practical. So overall this week, I would say your biggest message is to just kind of like go with the flow with things, find the silver lining through tense situations that you wouldn't normally wish to encounter, and understand that you're going to end out on a balanced suit. So that would be my prediction this week for you so far. Ding! Get into Gemini. Okay, so we're going to move into the Gemini section of the weekly forecasts, and we got into a part where we got a jumper card. So instead of just having one mentor, they have 2 with them this week, and we can see that with the spider card, that is going to be like the message, but the jumper kind of is going to be more important because it has like another message to add to it to solidify things. So this particular message combined says to remember to kind of like find reasons to inject joy and enthusiasm into the process. So I like to do that as kind of like turn tedious and mundane tasks that you just kind of have to do, turn them into kind of like little games, like maybe challenge yourself to do it a little bit quicker this time or compete with a family member or whatever. Just try to make it more interesting rather than difficult or frustrating when, you know, it's just tasks you have to do. As far as your week, when we're looking into that part of it, we can see that we're starting off super strong, kind of feeling like we can get done with anything. That's kind of because we're starting with the Magician card, followed by the Knave of Wands, moving into the Ace of Cups, followed by the 7 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, 6 of Wands, and then finishing off with the 3 of Wands. So we're starting off with this kind of like can-do attitude about bring me an obstacle, I have a solution for it. to ending your week with, I can make plans for my future because this week kind of gave me proof by giving me a small pile of accomplishments to make me trust my instincts going forward. So if we're looking at from that into the beginning of the week, we're getting news, we're receiving news that we've really been looking forward to, whether we've been patiently waiting for something, either to come in the mail or an email or whatever, into kind of like just news from family members to know that everybody's okay and that everything is fine. Those pieces of information that we've been waiting for provide great joy for us right now, which allows us to be a little bit less wary of when we're wasting energy and when we're running into hiccups. So we might be a little excited to splurge and celebrate, which might make us break the bank a smidgen. And that could be bending into our resources or our fiscal pocket. So towards the end of the week, we get to the Ace of Swords and the Six of Wands, showing us that we are steadfast in our decision making, and we get to be the ones in charge of everything, and it doesn't feel like the universe is making choices for us. And those choices lead to great success. So overall, for Gemini, your message is to kind of like find reasons to insert joy into the overall process of what you're doing. Be more focused on the process, less on the results. Kind of let your passion lead into your desires, your desired outcomes and that kind of thing, and then understand that choice is available to you. So those are your messages here for you, Gemini. Moving on to Libra. Okay, so now we're moving into Libra's section of the weekly forecast, and we're starting with its talisman being pyrite and your guide being the cobra. So with this combination, we're looking at understanding that we're going to kind of be a student again a little bit. So be prepared to learn and to like sit back and understand that maybe there's chances for you to grow. Maybe this is a great opportunity for continued education, to hone some of the skills you already have, go back and sharpen some other ones. But know that this particular week is going to have you in the learning phase again. So just, if you go out with the outlook of being kind of like, in certain situations, I'm just going to be the student again, and I'm just going to relearn this and watch how it's done. Look at it as a refresher of the fundamentals, or as a honing of skill. So as we move into your week, we get to see it starting out with the Queen of Pentacles, giving you great insight about looking ahead based off of success that we've achieved so far. Going into the Seven of Swords, Princess of Wands, Ace of Swords, the Sun card, Strength card, and then rounding it out at the end with the World card. So this particular reading is already giving us insight into that Monday and Tuesday are going to bring us news that we've been waiting for that's going to make us feel particularly successful and like we can make that next move because we have what we're looking for. Which allows us to make proper decisions and choices going forward because we have the information necessary. Rather than feeling like we've been in the dark like we have been for a while now, we're actually being illuminated into specific areas. Because it's a sword and a wand, it makes me think that it's a mixture of career and passion. So maybe it's a hobby on the side, or maybe it's the next stage of a journey, part of a bigger plan. With the Sun and the Strength card rounding out the week, it makes me think that we're really focused on celebrating these hard-earned successes, which have given us a reason to celebrate life a little bit. Feeling successful, accomplished. Maybe there's a new baby on the way, or maybe we've just celebrated a big life event. Whatever it is, we're really excited about rounding that out with the end of the week because it's making us feel refreshed and strong again. Ending with the World card, we have this whole kind of like, we can take on anything because we've been through our 4 seasons. We have seen what us at low points and at high points, and overall we're getting an arcing message that maybe we're a little bit more well-rounded than we thought we were when we first started. So, that being a conclusion of the 3 readings, I would say that the air signs particularly are receiving messages right now that they have been waiting for, which they're probably going to extend and share with other people. The particular guides that were present, if we're looking at who is at the highest of the pecking order, I would argue Cobra's at the top. So its message of understanding that we're all going to be learning a little bit right now is a good thing, as an overarching message for the air signs. So, if you liked any of these readings and you would like a personalized reading of your own, you can reach out to me on my Instagram account at Coriander Stonebridge or at Coriander's Tarot. And then if you'd like any other tarot questions or needs, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Turn on your notification bells and subscribe. Share this with other air signs that you think might need these messages. So again, I'm Coriander Stoneridge, and I think I have to do like an out at this point or something. I don't like doing this part.